you're doing. Right, let's have a look at this first one, this weird one. Let's look at this one. I haven't got a clue what it is, so that's the case. So if anybody knows what that is, please feedback and leave a little comment below. I haven't had a chance to look in the book yet, so let's do some real close-ups now. It's a bit of a funny bugger. It's not much of a lift. You see the levers at the bottom there, and see more sitting at the top. I can't get much of a close-up than that, really. You can see all those levers hiding up there without blinding everybody. Some at the bottom there, so it's difficult to show. Even it's a huge gap. Can you move it the way? And again, you can see some levers at the bottom as well. 5 levers in here. A little V. It is kerned. And then we'll try and change angle and have a look at that way on. So it's just like a tiny little lift. Now they're all the same, because as you can see, the bidding is high, low, almost, and a little bit lower again in the middle. Yeah, so it's a bit of a weird one. Definitely a bit of a weird one. Now, what did I find? Now, let's back up a bit, and so you can see exactly what I'm doing. Right, that gap there between where the key blade is, where the bitting would be, was quite tight. So I've gone for use a 7 gauge. Gives you loads of room in there. Yeah, that's quite tight. So I'm going to drop a 7 gauge in. I'm just going to try a little wire first. Now, as easy as it looks, this particular lock. Let's get up higher a little bit so I can get my hands somewhere to move. There you go. As easy as it looks, it's a little bugger, because what happens is those levers, and I'll pick it first to show you, those levers, once you start picking it, they just stay up on the you see it just maybe there's no tension, it's still there. Look, it's still there, it's not dropped away. They won't drop away, so you daren't overlift. I don't think the springs have got much left in it, so it's a little tentative little movement. And it would be great fun for one of you to have a play with. It will teach you tension, because it is a little bugger. You just got sort of little nips. Oh, see, look, it's got me already. Now you get to this stage like this, you think, oh crap, look, you let go of everything, and it's not dropped. It will not drop. They're still there. So the only way to get rid of them, it's probably the spring's gone weak. They're still there, as you can see up. Eventually they started to drop now. They've dropped. So its age is actually its best security measure. So you've got to get it right, because there's no going back. There's no dropping stuff off and pushing it back and whatever. You've got to get it right, else you're not going to get through. Now, yeah, it's one of these weird ones. I've sort of trying to get to bind. It's a little funny bugger. There. You would not believe those tiny little movements. You get it wrong and you're stuck with it. You've got to reset it with that bloody key. So we'll back off a bit and we'll have another go. It's all locked up. So guys, we'll open it up in a minute. We'll have a look. But I'm definitely going to give this out as a prize this week, because I think someone will love the torment of it. And I tell you, if that you couldn't see what you were doing, any mistake you make, you're stuck with it. It will not drop them back down until you put the key back in. So yeah, I'm no guarantee I can pick it again. It is the tiniest of movements. And let me back this up a little bit more so you can see what my fingers are doing. I know your eye up in the air there. And I'm trying to work around this camera, so I can't really see. I'm feeling. I daren't put too much pressure on. It is the smallest of nudges. The smallest of nudges. There. It is the smallest of nudges, I tell you. It is the tiniest of movements. Feeling against that resistance. So, right, let's have a look what's inside here. Let's hope for the screws are going to be nice to me today and not stick up. So have you all had a fantastic weekend? I hope so. I know this is one of the easy ones. We'll pick something else as well. But I thought I'd start off with this one because it was the weirdest one. It's simple in design. I mean, the size of that bloody hole is unbelievable. But oh, why are those levers sticking? Should we find out? All right then. Oh, so that's the case. Now then, let's have a look at that. Let's have a look at that. Try and get a bit close up. What we got in here? What we got in here? No, you see, you couldn't tell it was that sort of way round. So this might identify a little bit more. They're all like H levers. You can see all the force notch on the bottom. We started off with a 6. Very unusual levers. Pretty thin actually. I think these springs are, they seem like they've got plenty left in them, but yeah, sticky old levers. So first one, number 6. I'll move some room out the way, I don't want to miss them up. Whoa. And a very unusual lever spacer. Look at that, I've never seen any of those before. A lot of work and a lot of effort to put a spacer in like that. And a spacer, so that's what's in between that one. And have they all got spacers? Let's have a look. The next one is a number 4 false notch on the bottom again. And yeah, there's still plenty of spring on the spring, but very unusual. Just don't want to drop back down. Maybe there's a lot of crap in there. We'll have a look. So, and then have we got? Yeah, we have. That's unusual, isn't they? It's a lot of time and trouble to put those in there. For the spacer. So far 6, 4, and a 7. Okay, smaller gap now. Yeah, still got a bit on there. False notch on the bottom there, nice little notch. And then we've got one of those crazy little spacers. No wonder these locks were so expensive back in the day. Isn't that beautiful? What have we got here? So we've got 1, 2, 3. This is number 4, and it's a 5. And a space so we can get them out. Yeah, it's going to make someone's good collection. This is actually very unusual. Beautiful space set. And the 5th and final one is back on a 7. And we'll try and get this out. Oh, go on, you little bugger. Don't break your spring. And here we go. 5th and final one, 7, false notch on the bottom. So the actual code was 64757. And let's have a look. Yeah, they're just a generic, really. Curtain that binds with a bolt. Yes, it's an old one by the looks of it. And let's have a look at what we're going in here. Can we get all them all out? Yeah. Real nice deep V there to catch those false notches. A lot of crunk junk on it. Anti-saw pins in there. And then all of our beautiful crap at the bottom. As you can see, the spring that pushes against the curtain. What sits in there? How weird's that? And why's it got a hole at the back? Very unusual. We'll let the water out. And then the worst part of them all, which we always hate when these start to go wrong, is the actual sash part. Trying to get all this back together again can be a complete pig. So supporters, yeah, I shall put it all back together again. And this is definitely going to be up for a prize draw this week, so you can have some fun with it. It's a nice discovery. It's something a bit different. And we'll look at something else again in the week. So everybody stay safe, stay well. Like the video, shove the old mucky thumbs up. Leave a nice comment. If you know what this lock is, that'd be even brilliant. Saves me having to look in the book. I've never come across another one of these before. And I'll speak to you all very soon. Take it easy, guys. Ta-da! Alright, before I bugger off, let's it's a bit of a sloppy curtain on this zoo. Let's pop this and then we can have a look at what's inside of it in the week on the supporters on the website. Right, let's get this in the right position. Come on. We're lucky again. Look at that. So light tension. Give it a bit of rocking. Very dead pick. Very dead. You know, like Yales and that, you get we'll read anyway. You know, Yales and that, you get a nice bounce. On this zoo, it was like, whoa, very sort of spongy dead feeling. Let's have a quick look why that is. I know these videos go on sometimes, but when I'm in the mood, I just want to pick. And I might as well share it with you, and you might learn something, you might not, you might find it funny, you might find it boring, I don't know. But while you're listening, I'll share it with you. Oh, pissing sash. Oh, yeah, see spaces, I'm sure it is. I won't jig it out too much before we get going, but yeah, these spaces tend to really sort of dullen the feeling. It's like, you're very, very spongy to pick. So zoo, yeah, you can see it's 5 levers in there, 4 notches, bottom and whatever else in there. We'll have a look at it later on in the week. Anyway, guys, again, stay safe, stay well, and I shall see you very soon. Ta-da!